Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Blakehurst. First of all, I want to thank all of you for taking the time for coming in and sitting through this webinar. Hopefully, our goal is that you have a great interest in, after this webinar, coming in and getting a tour and learning a lot more about Blakehurst. Today, I want to tell you a little bit about Blakehurst and introduce you to some of our top leaders and two of our residents. I also want you to know at the bottom right-hand corner is a Q&A. Please feel free to type in some questions, and after the presentation, we will answer your questions. So my name is Elizabeth O'Connor, and I am the Director of Marketing and Sales at Blakehurst. And I want to congratulate you for at least getting on this seminar and starting the exploration of looking at what possibilities are out there for you and your future. This is a big decision, and it's one that does require research and checking things out. And when you come to Blakehurst, it will be one of many visits. So we're here to help you. I want to tell you a little bit about Blakehurst and what we offer, and then I'm going to pass it on to, as I said, some of our top leaders. So Blakehurst is a life plan community. Some people you'll hear call it a type A retirement community, but it is a life plan retirement community. And that means that people who live here live very independently, but included in the monthly fee is our nursing care. And we're going to be telling you more about that in this webinar. In our healthcare center, we have 3 levels of care: assisted, skilled, and memory care. And the beauty of type A is if someone goes through any of the levels of care, there is no extra charge. So that is why type A is so popular. With Blakehurst, there is an entrance fee and there's a monthly fee. The entrance fee is offered in 3 different plans. And again, when we get together, or if you'd like me to mail you information, I can do that. I just want to give you kind of an overall of what that means. So with the entrance fee, as I said, there are 3 different plans. One, which is called the 80% return of capital plan. That means that the amount that you have paid for the apartment, if a person moves out or upon their death, 80% is coming back. We also have a 50%, which is a little lesser than the 80%, and 50% would go back to your estate. And then there is one where nothing goes back, where you pay less, and it's known as a declining balance. So for the first 50 months, 2% is deducted. So at the end of 50 months, nothing is returned. Our monthly fees we have, I want to at least give you a range. We have 17 different floor plans. So the numbers vary greatly. But we begin at about 200,000 and we can go up to $1 million. There are many prices in between that. And in terms of the monthly fee, it's about average $5,500 and can go up to $7,000. Again, it just depends on the type of apartment that you're in. So I've already explained within the monthly fee is our nursing care, but there are other wonderful things included. This is a very, very active community. So within the monthly fee, you get 1 meal a day. When you visit, I will be showing you the different dining rooms. Weekly housekeeping is included. So once a week, the same housekeeper comes in. She's an employee at Blakehurst. She wears a uniform. She'll clean your apartment. And before she walks out, she will remake your beds, then take your sheets and towels, clean them, and return them to your apartment. Maintenance is included, which is makes a lot of our homeowners very happy, because I often find people are very interested in moving because they're tired of maintaining their home. Here at Blakehurst, everything's included, from, I'm not trying to be funny, changing your light bulb, to fixing your heating and air conditioning, and anything that is happening in the apartment. Wi-Fi is included. In fact, all of your utilities are included except your telephone. With the heating and air conditioning, each apartment has its own balcony, and off of the balcony is the heating and air conditioning unit. So you have total control, and you can turn the heat up high, low, whatever. It's all included. As I said, Wi-Fi is included, and we have an IT specialist. And that person's job, and this is included in the monthly fee, is to help you if you're having any problems with your computer, your telephone, your TV. So a lot of people say, my kids are really going to be happy to hear about that. Also included is 24-hour security. I'm just reading off my list. Activities, which I'm going to be introducing you in a few minutes to our Director of Community Life Services. There is so much to do here. Sometimes residents will say there are not enough hours in the day. Nursing. There are nurses here 24/7. We also have a nurse navigator, Valerie Dorsey, and I'm going to have Valerie, when it's her turn, tell you more about her role. Local transportation. Transportation is included in the monthly fee, and we provide private transportation to all medical appointments. And then we do errands around Towson. We also go to many of the different local food stores. In fact, when you come home, you just go back up to your apartment and our valet will bring up all your bags. If you were not coming with us and you come along in your own car, again, the valet will come, get your bags and bring them up. There's no tipping or gift giving. This is all included in the monthly fee. And then sounding like a broken record, again, I just want to say that our healthcare, which is known as Chestnut Green, our nursing care, which is assisted living, skilled, and memory care, are all included in the monthly fee. So the next steps, people will often say, well, what do I do next? After you get off this call, hopefully you'll either call or email and take that first step to come in and really get a nice tour of Blakehurst and see the different apartments that we offer here and just get, a feeling of what life is like. So at this point, I would like to now turn this over to our Executive Director, Lonnie Blessing. Lonnie?
Thank you, Elizabeth, and good morning, everyone. I appreciate you taking the time to join us. Just going to take a few minutes, but I want to talk a little bit about two of my favorite parts of Blakehurst, two things I like the best. Before that, I'll give you a quick history of who I am. I joined the Blakehurst team a year ago and joined as the executive director, so overseeing the operations, the staff, and the residents here at Blakehurst. I've been working in senior housing and services for 30 years. Started here locally in Baltimore, not at Blakehurst, but knew the Blakehurst community because of the reputation as a premier retirement community in the area, really the best. And so a few years later, I met Elizabeth, who you've now met this morning, and I hope you'll get to know in the weeks and months ahead. But it's been fun to now spend time daily with Elizabeth at Blakehurst as we partner together along with the rest of the staff. The staff here is fantastic. They are highly committed to serving the residents. They're here because they want to do that. The people we hire are focused on providing the best service we possibly can, making sure that our residents are comfortable and happy and pleased, that we serve good hot meals. We have a reputation for having excellent food. One of the highlights here is our chef has been here for 30 years. Chef Sung Pak started 30 years ago and has been keeping our residents happy ever since, along with his staff. The other part of Blakehurst that I really want to take a moment and boast about are our residents, the people who live here. And there's a total of about 370 people living at Blakehurst. So a smaller community where you really get to know each other and get to know the staff very well. And a very, very active community. When I came to Blakehurst, I wasn't sure what the resident culture would be, the population culture would be. But what I found is the residents are very, very involved in what's going on. They want to be a part of things. They want to lead committees. We have more than 40 activity and committee groups that are run by the residents themselves. They set up structures and have a resident council, a chair and a vice chair of that group, to make sure that communication is good between the staff and the residents, make sure that we're living out our promises. So really great people, and I found people to be extremely welcoming, extremely warm. when you come to the campus, and I hope you will, I think you'll find that people are friendly. We make a promise that we're going to look people in the eye and say hello when we pass them in the hallways, and both our residents and staff grab onto that and go with it. So really great atmosphere, great place to live, great place to find camaraderie, people to have meals with, people to go to events with, people who are just casually running into each other in the hallway, having conversations and sharing life and finding support for each other. So great place, great culture. I know that I'm currently in the process of selling my home. So we've raised our kids. We have a big house. We're like, enough. We don't need it anymore. Kids are out of the house. And so I've come to really appreciate the realtor, the person helping us sell our house and buy a new one. And I'd like to liken that person to Elizabeth O'Connor, because I know when you're going through a transition, a big transition like making a move, it's important to have someone you trust, someone who's going to be honest and open with you, and somebody who really knows the process and will walk you through it. At Blakehurst, Elizabeth O'Connor is that person. We have hundreds of residents who have said, who have been the process with Elizabeth and her staff, and found it to be enjoyable and smooth and good. She's a great listener. She'll help you find the perfect apartment for you to move to, and work on the perfect timing for you. That's a big part of it. So I encourage you to get in touch with Elizabeth, email, call, get on her calendar. She'd love to spend time with you, and the rest of the staff would love to see you as well. So we hope to see you soon, and I appreciate you giving the time for me to share some of my favorite things about Blakehurst. With that, I'll turn it back to Elizabeth.
Thank you, Lonnie. So what is life like at Blakehurst? Deborah Barr just makes life here absolutely amazing. I look at things and think, I want to go do that. No, but I got to go back to work. Deborah keeps us all just amazed at what she does. So I'd like to turn it over to Deborah.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Welcome, everyone. And I'm looking forward to sharing some information to you about community life, which is a big fancy name for resident engagement. My department is through all levels of care, so independent living, assisted living, memory support, and our skilled nursing. And we are there to support the residents. We want you to continue, as you move into Blakehurst, to continue those interests that you currently do have, whether it be playing bridge, exercising, working part-time, volunteering work. But then Blakehurst also gives you the opportunity to maybe expand some things that maybe you've wanted to try. We have a full fitness program here. And so it's nice that you can walk right down the hall in a pair of your sweatpants and go work out. We offer classes every day. In addition, we have a fitness studio with really nice equipment. So you can get your strength equipment and your cardio right here in the building, particularly if it's inclement weather. As Lonnie mentioned, we have 40 activities and community groups, and they're the ones who really are steering the boat on what they want to have. We have a group for enrichment that determines who will be our performers and who will be our speakers. Our trips committee determines what outings we'll be going to. For example, next month we're going to the Philadelphia Flower Show, and then some of the other local performances at Chesapeake Shakespeare Theater, just to give an example. A chance, maybe perhaps you wanted to learn to play mahjong or canasta, continue in a bridge group. Maybe you'd like to pick up art. We do have an art instructor here, and so maybe it's something that you've always wanted to do but have never had the time. And now with a lot of those responsibilities of home and work off your plate, it gives you time to maybe explore some options that you hadn't thought about before. We're always responsive. Our program is always ever evolving, so we listen to the residents and what their interests are and what they would like to see. And my job is to make that happen.
Thank you, Deborah. Deborah's been here 24 years and I've been here 19 years, and we're not only employees, we are both get to benefit from Blakehurst because both of our mothers live here at Blakehurst. And I think that says a lot because they both looked at many other communities and chose Blakehurst, and we have both benefited, and we can share those stories with you when you come to visit. So the next person I would like to introduce you to is Valerie Dorsey. She is our nurse navigator and I have benefited, specifically something had happened to my mother, and Valerie Dorsey not only took care of my mother, but she took care of our whole family. I can't say enough about what she does. She is a star and her whole department. So I'm going to have Valerie discuss what her role is, what she does, and then also touch upon what I had talked about in terms of Chestnut Green. Valerie?
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you for a star. I'm a star. I like that. So I am the Wellness Navigator and Director of Residential Health Services here at Blakehurst. We have a team of 8 nurses and 1 geriatric nursing assistant here in residential health. We are open and available to you from 8 in the morning to 8 in the evening, Monday through Friday. And on the weekends, we're open from 8 to 4:30. During those hours, we're here to help you with anything health and wellness. If you need medication education, we can do that. If you have a wound, you need dressing changes, we can do that. You need your vital signs taken on a regular basis, we do that. We have services that we offer you, like x-rays. If your doctor orders an x-ray for you, we can have an x-ray technician come into your apartment and do that x-ray. We offer laboratory services. So if your doctor orders some lab work for you, blood work, specimen, we can get all of that taken care of here on campus. The lab techs will come to your apartment and draw your blood. We send it out to the lab. We get the results and we send it all to your doctors. We do yearly updates. So many times your medications may change or your emergency contacts may change. Anything in your medical history, we send you an update once a year. You send it back to us. The geriatric nursing assistant updates your file just to make sure we have everything up to date. In the event we have to send you out to the hospital. Any emergency situations we're here for. We can give you a pendant if you want one, and every apartment has an emergency pull cord. So if there's any emergency in the apartment, you pull that cord and we are there in minutes. One of the most important things we do for our residents is a wellness check. We call it our check-ins. Every day at 11 o'clock, there's a button in your apartment that you would push between 6 and 11. That lets us know that you're okay. If you don't push that button, we're calling you. If you don't answer your phone, we're knocking at your door. If you don't open your door, we are using a master key to go in to make sure you are okay. If you're not in the apartment, that's great, because we really wish that you were, because we want to know that you're out and about doing something. You just forgot to push that button. So we do that every single day, and that's just to make sure you are doing well in your apartment. We have doctors here on campus that come to treat you. We have a pediatric, why do I keep saying pediatric? Podiatrist that comes on campus. We have an audiologist, we have a dentist, we have an optometrist, we have a mental health team that will come to your apartment and have talk therapy with you. We have an ENT doctor. We have a variety. We have a Coumadin clinic. So if you're on Eliquis or any type of medication, you can get your Coumadin levels checked here. We also partner with other agencies, other companies. We partner with Beata. It's a skilled nursing company. So if you need physical therapy in your apartment, we help you set that up. If you need a caregiver, if you need assistance, let's say after you're here for a while, you might want some assistance with taking a shower because you feel a little unsteady. We have caregivers that we can partner with and send to your apartment to help you do that. One of my roles, Wellness Navigator, that Elizabeth mentioned, if you have an unfortunate event and you have to go to the hospital, I will follow your care while you're at the hospital. I'll talk to the nurses there, I'll talk to the social worker. I will get all the information that we need here to make sure when you come back home, you get exactly what you need, whether that's in your apartment or whether you need to go to Chestnut Green for rehabilitation. If you need to go to Chestnut Green, I get the team all the clinical information they need to make sure that you're okay once you come back into Chestnut Green. And Chestnut Green is our health center. So when you go to Chestnut Green, or if you need to go there, you will have a team of doctors, nurse practitioners, therapists, geriatric nursing assistants. We have a team where there's a dietitian there. So you'll get that care around the clock until you are well enough to go back to your apartment safely, independently. In addition to that, we also partner with Giant Pharmacy. We have vaccine clinics here on campus. Last year alone, we did 6 vaccine clinics in the auditorium here. We offered 7 different vaccines. That includes the COVID vaccination, RSV, shingles, pneumonia, the flu vaccine. We partner with them several times a year to do that, and that's going to be ongoing. So you don't have to leave campus to get vaccinated. In addition, I personally help you with insurance. If you have Medicare questions, if you have billing questions about your insurance, if you have long-term care insurance, I'm the person to help you with all of that. So I feel like we are your connection to anything health and wellness here at Blakehurst. And I hope to see all of you real soon.
Thank you, Valerie.
Welcome.
I'd like to introduce Rick Schaefer, our Director of Finance. Rick is wonderful. He is able to help people decide, hey, is the 80% right for me, the 50%, the 0%, and really has a great understanding of the financial aspects of what we offer here at Blakehurst. Rick, I'd like to hear from you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to meet with us today. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm Rick Schaefer. I've been with Blakehurst for just over a half year now. I'm one of the new directors on staff, but we have a tremendous accounting team here. What I do is I oversee all financial operations, accounting functions, and financial reporting for the community. Specifically for our residents, our office takes care of all billing for Medicare and secondary insurances. That's something you never need to worry about. We have a billing specialist on staff who has been in this industry for 30 years, so she knows very well what she's doing. Our associate director of accounting has also been with Blakehurst since before this building even opened back in 1993. She's been with the company for a long, long time. So where we shine is that, as I said, we have 4 individuals on staff, and we really strive to have a customer service focus. We're ready to assist with any and all billing questions, and one of our staff members, in addition to a couple of other staff members in the administration office, is a notary to assist with residents, and that's a courtesy we offer at no additional cost. We also assist in advising on the process of advancing through the continuum of care, including things such as the assignment of rights. We can schedule one-on-one time with you and your family, either when you are a resident or even before you become a resident, to answer any questions that you may have. Additionally, we can provide input, as Elizabeth said, during the buying process on which contract best suits your needs. Finally, I just want to note that as far as interaction with our residents go, we have one of the committees that we have here is a finance committee that the residents take a part in. Every month we go to them and we explain this is where our money came from, this is where it's going, and they ask some very tough, but I would consider them very fair questions that we answer as quickly and promptly as we can. And I think there's a great relationship, and we try to keep a lot of transparency with them. So the accounting office has a very, what I like to consider, open relationship with the residents. And if you come to stay with us, then you'll get to experience that as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Before I pass it along to our residents, I just wanted to tell you about our property. We are 30 years old. We have 275 apartments, about 370 residents, and 280 part-time and full-time employees. We're actually located, probably many of you know where we are, but we are located in Towson, and we're situated on 40 acres. Our property is so beautiful. We just planted 300 trees, and we are officially an arboretum. We have a walking path that wraps around Blakehurst, and if you walk the path, you walked a whole mile. We have beautiful gardens, bluebird boxes. So even though we're kind of near Towson, we are in this beautiful, beautiful kind of sanctuary. We're very proud of this property. Just one question before I turn this over to our residents. One of the questions is for Rick, in terms of, do our monthly service fees increase?
The monthly service fees increase annually based on the budget process that we go through, where we scour everything that we can in order to keep the fees as low as possible. This is something that is also done in conjunction with the Resident Finance Committee. This coming year, which will be my first full year with the budget process, I'm really going to strive to make sure that we are open and in communication with them about everything that this involves. So this is not something that's done with the current staff, that's done blindly, and we just give you the number and that's it. The Resident Finance Committee, if nothing else, they keep us very honest throughout the process.
Thank you, Rick. So I'd like to introduce you to two residents, Dick Frisch and Barbie Sample. We have many committees here at Blakehurst. Rick mentioned the Finance Committee, the Executive Committee. We have a Speakers Committee. I have a Marketing Committee. I believe the success of Blakehurst is because of our residents' involvement. They help us so much. It's a true, true partnership. And I think more than anything, to hear what is life like from residents has a lot of power and really gives you a feeling of what they have experienced here at Blakehurst. Dick Frisch, I'd like to start with you. Can you tell the audience what caused you to come to Blakehurst, and what are some of the things that you have found that you know you made the right decision? I'm going to turn it over to Dick Frisch.
Thank you, Elizabeth. It's a pleasure to be here and share some of our personal thoughts with you. I've been here for 9 years. My wife and I lived locally for 43 years, and I determined that my wife was showing some early signs of memory loss. And I came in and talked with Elizabeth and discussed a plan whereby she could still pass the memory test as I could, which is a requirement to come to Blakehurst. But I could commit to a small single apartment and then be on a wait list for the apartment, which I really desired. And that came up about 2 years later. So my wife was in the apartment for several years with some additional help, and eventually needed to move down to our assisted living and finally into the comprehensive care. The joy of having her a 5-minute walk away, as she spent more than 3 years down in the comprehensive care, was a unique opportunity for me to still lead somewhat of a normal life, but still to take care of her. So the experience was a very positive one, and she spent her final days there. I also had the experience of myself being in the comprehensive care, because I had major surgery last April, and I ended up in comprehensive care for over a month as I was doing rehab before I could move back to my apartment. So I can't sing the praises higher than that whole process of the medical support we have as individuals and as couples. Clearly at Blakehurst, you can participate in so many activities. I guess in leadership roles, I've been in a whole bunch of them, and I've enjoyed it. but there's so many activities that you can be as busy as you want to be every day. And I can't sing the praises for our staff any higher than saying they are fabulous. Our food is fabulous, and it's a wonderful, congenial place to live. And I'm one of the happy campers here. And I hope I'm around for a long, 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 long. And then Barbie.
Well, I came here 5 years ago from California as a single woman, and you're probably wondering why I wanted out of California. I just had enough of it, and I came here. My sister and my brother-in-law are here. I've always wanted to be in a place like this, and in California, you just can't afford this kind of care. So within the first week I was here, I didn't know very many people, but by the end of the first week, I think all the staff called me by name. They always smiled. The residents would smile at me and going down the hall, and they would engage. This is the friendliest place I think I've ever been. I tend to kind of isolate myself, and that wasn't good. So that's why here is you can be by yourself, but you can just be with other people. And the activities here, I'm very busy. It just has been the best decision I think I've ever made, aside from my family, of course. And very happy here.
So I'd add one thing on food. We have 2 different restaurants, soon to have a 3rd pub that will be developed. And you have a choice of eating in 2 and soon 3 different locations. But you also can have takeout meals that you take into your apartment. So there's great flexibility in where you eat and when you eat.
Thank you. We are about to go through a big renovation that I'll be able to share a lot more with you when you come in for a visit. So exciting changes. And when you do come for a visit, we will see all of Blakehurst, including our nursing care. So I will be walking you through that so you can really get a real insight as to the incredible care that we do have here. So I make that part of the visit. I think it's very important that you see that. So I want to thank everyone on the panel. I want to thank Dick and Barbie for being a part of this, and all of you who, again, took the time to get on this webinar and hopefully begin your journey of researching Blakehurst. And please, I will reach out to you via email, but please feel free to email or call me, and I hope to meet you, and the whole staff really looks forward to you coming in and seeing Blakehurst. So thank you, everyone, and have a beautiful day.